Good morning, everyone. Thank you so much for being here. Tuesday, December 24th, Christmas Eve for those of you who celebrate. Thank you so much for choosing to be here with me. I will also come on later this evening so we can spend some time together. Hello, Jessica Lynn. Paper for Man 1. Cinderella, Queen Cece. Hello. Hi, Joanne McNeil, Sharon Wade, Cherokee, Love Matters, Marie Hyde. Hi, Janice, 5957, Cuckoo Cachoo. Hello, Sam R. Justice for Kylo. Hi, Merry Christmas back. Me and you. Hi, Star Child. Jen Benners, thank you so much for being here to mod. Cinderella, Car Guy. Brown Eyed Girl, thank you so much for being here to mod. Grandma, thank you so much for being here to mod. Hope everything's going well, Miss Grandma. Brenda, Jenny Mount, hello everyone. Lisa Faulkner. So I've been sitting back in the bushes a little bit, watching everything come down. Last time I was on Seth's Live for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. Well wishes for the holidays, and it was a wonderful time. I'll probably clip it and put it on our channel, my portion, so you all can see it if you did not. A lot has been going on, my goodness. Obviously, we talked about CP going up on Elevated Truth, and that just seems to be the gift that keeps on giving, right? And I think more that we poke the bear, the more that he's going to come out and speak, right? So we are here today to talk about cover-ups, slip-ups, and cuffs, because I think those cuffs are coming soon. Am I an investigator? No. Am I a detective? No, but it is my opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only, not to be taken as fact, but my opinion, speculation, and theory, along with the chat. They are theorizing, speculating, and giving their opinion. Everything is alleged, and we are not accusing anyone. Boy, oh boy. So, when we watched the other day, Dog's little snippet, 6-minute snippet together, there was a couple of things I didn't catch in it. And I watched it about 3 times last night. And I want you to look at it real quick because it's very telling. And we are going to talk about what we think the cover-ups were in this case, because we know Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers did not just run away. This is a criminal investigation, meaning a crime was committed. We're going to talk about some of the slip-ups that have occurred. In my opinion, the first and one of the biggest, two big slip-ups, in my opinion, are the shoes. Forgot shoes. The shoes being left in the house, all of them, and the house being locked back up. Two biggest slip-ups, in my opinion. There's many slip-ups. We've heard a lot over the like I said, Elevated Truths interview was just a nugget of slip-ups and info. From Elevated Truths panel, and I've played it, it's a lot of foul language, and if you can get through it. Hi, Sharon Ostrander, Chemistry Queen. Hi, NJs. June, hello, Dreamer G, me and you. If you can get through the language, hey, butterfly kisses. Say that 3 times, right? Merry Christmas back, my friend. Canadian Cookie, hello, Kim G. If you can get through the language, hi, Little Red. There's a lot of information in there. He starts out angry, and he says some things. And as a matter of fact, we know they're looking at him. He told us cat's out of the bag. The FBI looked at me a long time ago. They got my whereabouts, which I find a very interesting statement in itself, by the way. Um, yeah, they're also taking videos on that panel because I have received information that the video that I did, it's 9 minutes long about the truck, has a case number now with the FBI, as does the entire panel interview. So they have the whole thing. I also know one of my wonderful subscribers sent it to the United States District Attorney's Office and the FBI office in DC. So hi Jenny K. We are heading in the right direction. I know we're not where we want to be right now today. No one more than Seth Rogers and Sebastian's loved ones, but I think we're getting in the right direction. And I want us to go over some of that today. So, hello everyone. Brown Eyed Girl, thank you so much for saying hello to everyone. You're so good at that. I appreciate that as they come in. I do my best to try and greet as many people as I can, but I appreciate you picking up the slack there, my friend. Forever Glow, hello. Hello, hello. So, let's go ahead and go over Dog's little 6-minute clip. There's one sentence in there, and we've all heard it. But hi guidance, we have all heard it, but it was good to see it slipped right in there. So we're going to go, and there's a recent update from at night. So let's go ahead and start with the recent update, then I'll take you to Dog. Or maybe I'll do it the other way. We'll see when I get there. Hang tight. Again, it's really good to see all of you. It is really good. Actually, Caroline Miller, I'd like to bring attention to the recent statement made by one of the creators claiming KP put blanket, food, and shoes out for Sebastian. Not true, not seen on film. Caroline, actually, I remember seeing in the beginning, very beginning, that she had stuff on the patio for him when he first went missing. And I believe it was a blanket, but I don't recall what else. And I saw it, and I've never seen it since because I have looked for it as well. But I do recall seeing that. It was on the patio, their front porch. Okay, but I've never seen it since, Caroline Miller, and I can't tell you where I saw it. But now that you say that, yes, I do recall seeing that. Hi, Sandy. Everyone, thank you so much for being here. Please hit the thumbs up for Sebastian so we can get this out here today. Oh, it was later brought out to the woods, but not at the home. Okay. But I saw it on some news program, something on the front patio. I might be wrong, but I swear I saw it because I've thought of that a few times. Why we don't see footage of that. Hi, YouTuber. Thank you for being here. Trishy818, thank you for being here. We're going to talk about the cover-ups, the slip-ups, the cuffs that should be going on very soon. Thank you, Caroline Miller, though. I appreciate you clarifying with me. I really do. I swear I saw something like that. So they brought out a blanket to the woods, huh? Interesting. Interesting. You know, it's interesting how many little pieces we got and have been getting lately that if we go back, they make sense, right? Now they make sense. So, and Jace, thank you. That's so nice for your donation. Hi, Jay. Can only stay for half an hour expecting family. Well, we're just glad you're here. Thank you so much for taking this time out to spend it with us. I know, Queen Cece. I've always said that if the two Gorkies had gotten out or whatever they are, would they have searched? You do believe KP's scream, but in my opinion, it was for her deepest remorse. Yeah, yeah. Kind of from the gut, right? Just the pain. Yeah, there was a scream like that in the Madeline McCann case. Thank you, NJs. Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and I hope you certainly enjoy your guests that are coming over. NJs has gifted a Crime Time Buzz membership, and if you receive that gift today, please thank her and welcome to our family. We are growing and growing and growing. NJs, you're very kind and thoughtful. Thank you so much. Let's get to it. I'm kind of in slow motion this morning. Jen Coffindaffer did a fabulous update. We're going to go over some of the stuff she said as well. Things that have caught my attention. Okay, I'm going to mute myself so you don't get an echo.
This is a News 2 breaking news alert.
And we need to start with that breaking news right now. An Amber Alert has just been issued for missing Hendersonville teenager Sebastian Ross.
And welcome to News 2 at 6. I'm Bob Mueller.
And I'm Haley Wilgus. Sumner County investigators continue searching for leads in the disappearance of 15-year-old Sebastian.
Continues for 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers in Sumner.
All right, our top story this half hour. It's been nearly 1 week since 15-year-old Sebastian Rogers went missing over in Sumner.
A shift in the search for Sebastian Rogers as it enters its 8th.
We're on a constant roller coaster ride of helpless.
Enforcement searching high and low, even in a Kentucky landfill, for clues that can help bring Sebastian Rogers home.
We have been following this story since day one.
It's been 3 weeks and no sign of Sumner County teen Sebastian Rogers.
The TBI is chasing leads in his disappearance, but they have few.
Search is underway in Sumner County. Multiple law enforcement spent the day searching the beach area in Hendersonville for missing teenager Sebastian.
What happened to Sebastian Rogers? And this morning, the search for the missing teen is intense.
Today, since Sebastian Rogers disappeared, that case has gripped Middle Tennessee with little to no clues as to what happened. It's now been 3 months since Sebastian Rogers disappeared from his mother's home in Sumner County. There's still no trace of the missing 15-year-old.
Another question people are asking tonight is like, where's mom? Where's mom? And we're going to talk about that tonight. And a lot of people have been talking about that, but it's a difficult position for any parent to be in what has happened here. Now, I can tell you where Dad is. Dad's going to be here. He's going to be here live on this program.
Well, as a more than 3-decade law enforcement official myself in Pennsylvania, a former district attorney and former attorney general, I know what the local authorities must be feeling and the frustration they must be feeling. And I know from my own experience that sometimes you need to rely on people like dog experts that are willing to give their time and energy to come and assist law enforcement in doing their job. And, I'm stunned when I learned about the facts of this case that, the young boy has left the home of his mother and his stepfather, and they don't seem to be particularly broken up about that. I'm sure that is sticking in the minds of a lot of people and want to know what the answer to that.
Listen, I'm going to hunt these people down. I think the boy is still alive. I'm telling you right now, Ashley, I think this little boy was stashed somewhere.
First of all, I don't mean to spin this, but you said a lot of law enforcement and volunteers and all that were out there searching. Let me tell you the truth. And nothing but the truth. Chris Proudfoot was threatening all kind of people that they should go home. Why are they there? Because they were asking. So a lot of people, let's say, tried to, help and volunteer. But Proudfoot and his cronies, or maybe by himself, was threatening them, stopping them. I don't know why the TBI hasn't done nothing unless they're neck deep in it too. I talked to one of the guys, and, it was ridiculous. We want the FBI, the marshals. We need the FBI. We need the marshals in on this. And let me tell you about them. they will find what happened. They will find Sebastian.
You mentioned the Proudfoots, Chris and Katie Proudfoot. Katie Proudfoot, for those who haven't been following this, is the mother of Sebastian. She was the last person to see him. Chris, the stepfather, and we invited them on tonight. We did get a hold of them. They declined.
And I'm going to tell you something. If you come at me sideways, or you come at my family sideways, you can bet your tail that when we bring the proof, it's proof. It's plain and simple.
Well, that's the thing, Chris. No one is
I don't
accusing
throw shade at people. I bring the proof. That's the difference.
about what?
Whatever. If y'all want to come out and say some shit, come out and say it.
Who has said? What are you worried about someone saying?
It doesn't.
I don't know.
That's
I don't
the
know. Hold
problem.
on. I don't know
That's
how
the
much you
problem.
said.
Because you all come out and say different things, and you all have your little riddle ways of putting shit out there.
I think you're confusing us with different people. Never have we done riddles.
Truth out there yesterday or the other day said some stuff about Katie.
Like what, Chris? Open that can.
I don't have the exact quote on me, okay?
Well, if you're going to accuse me on my panel, be willing to back it up.
I am willing to back it up. If I have the exact quote, I would give it to you.
What was it about?
In regards to whether or not Katie was there or her going to the school looking for Sebastian.
You mean my question of why did Katie go to the school? Is it because Sebastian had maybe missed the bus and had walked there at some point? You're upset about that?
The way it was projected made it sound like you're questioning why did she even go to the school in the first place?
That's exactly what I was asking. Why,
because
out
she's
of
a mother
everywhere,
who has a son that goes to that school. Ladies and gentlemen, can I make the statement? This is very simple. This conversation has nothing to do on social media. You want to have this conversation, Seth? You call me, you get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone. Hell, I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow. You get Heather, you get Chloe on the phone. Hell, I'll do you one better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow. One better, and I will get Bobby and Carter on the phone, and we'll all sit down and have this little fucking powwow.
And they end with the song, I'm Coming for You. I find it very... So you caught the I will just call Bobby and Carter and we'll have a little powwow. Well, Bobby is the lead TBI person on the case, agent, I should say, and the contact on the case. And Carter is from Sumner County Sheriff's Office, Brandon Carter. My question is, why would law enforcement gather together for a powwow over him with some YouTubers? They wouldn't. But what's relevant is he speaks of them so personally, correct? And also, when we went back and we watched the interviews, we've watched the first 5 interviews Chris and Katie did, Katie and KP and CP. And in the last interview we watched, he was stating that he called, this was Duchess, the second Duchess interview. He stated that he called, well, when he was talking about calling the police, he said, well, I called the reason I called is you got to call who you know, on dispatch. And then he cut himself off and he said, you just got to, I'm paraphrasing, you got to call who you know. Go straight in. That's what I did. Okay. So who did he call that morning? In my opinion, it wasn't the sheriff office number. Hi, show poodles, Mystic Butterfly, Whispering Winds. It wasn't the show poodles. I'm sorry. It's good you're all here. Sorry, I just got very distracted. It's very sad. But it was not that he called the major sheriff's number, in my opinion, on a Monday morning at 6:30, because it wasn't, the call didn't go in at 6 a.m. unless he called a contact at 6 a.m. They had a conversation, told them what happened for 30 minutes before it hit dispatch at 6:33. Okay, so right there in that clip is admittance of him having relationships, first name with a TBI agent, and also boasting that he doesn't call 911 or the sheriff's office number. He calls straight in. That's Duchess interview number 2. He calls straight in to who you know. Okay. So right there is concerning. And I think that built a lot of confidence in him in the last 9 months, almost 10 in 2 days. And I think that confidence is wilting. I think it is wilting as things come out like a criminal investigation, which I also found interesting on Elevated Truth, because he said, well, yeah, now that they mentioned it being a criminal investigation or something, he goes, that means the whole world is suspects. Okay, honestly, is he kidding? They have not. The only other person that has ever been mentioned in this case, in my opinion, is Green Hoodie. And Sumner County cleared Green Hoodie like in 24 hours. Found him, interviewed him, cleared him. Her, him, whatever. Okay? FBI is taking videos on Chris's dialogue about his truck. Because in Elevated Truth, Truth quotes him as telling him those dumb a-holes didn't even know one of them was mine or my truck was there. Okay, was his truck there? Is that the digital footprint that was mentioned to us about a month ago? A digital footprint was found that is tied from someone tied to Sebastian. That was our first, okay? Good morning, Carmelita Dorsey. Christmas to all who celebrate. So, interesting. The only people that we have heard anything about in relation to this case, and not from law enforcement, but that we know that things are being looked at, are the Proudfoots. I mean, my goodness, at night on Elevated Truth, Truth was trying to do a really good thing by getting all, he had great intentions. Hi, Ginger Girl. Great intentions. It's okay, Lori 626. We'll give you a freebie today because of the holidays. We're just glad you're with us. Everyone's going to come and go as they can. I can only be here till about a couple hours. I've got to go spend it with some family, my mother and others, and then I'll be back on this evening. But those are the only two. I mean, when we're talking about, well, I shouldn't say the only two, because we've also seen satellite imagery of February 23rd of the Stepsocks home. Okay, so we know what they're kind of where their eyes are at, right? Without them having to tell us, we can read between the lines and know where their eyes are at by what who and what they've been showing us surveillance wise. We've also seen satellite imagery of Stafford Court with an FedEx truck. That was a very recent satellite imagery. When they put that out, that had been that week, earlier in that week, and the FedEx truck had sat in their driveway for a couple of days. And when there was a snow dusting, there were no tracks, so it had sat. Okay, so let's go ahead. At Night put out another update. Dog the Bounty Hunter will be coming out with something regarding the Sebastian Rogers case within the next 7 days. This came out yesterday, and we will take a look at it. And it will be on his official YouTube channel. So you'll need to go over and sub over to Dog the Bounty Hunter official YouTube channel to get his update, or hit your notification bell, and I will be sharing it with you. I just want to read one paragraph here, in case you weren't with us the other day and you don't have X. It says, At Night is aware that Christopher Proudfoot, the stepfather of Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers and husband to KP, appeared on a YouTube panel where he made several false claims. One notably false assertion was that Dog the Bounty Hunter did not attempt to contact him, which is demonstrably untrue. Additionally, he expressed an interest in collaborating with Mr. Rogers. Okay, please. At Night and its partners will not offer assistance to individuals who are central figures in an ongoing criminal investigation, including Mrs. KP, her husband CP, or their associates. And what this little statement tells us is that Seth Rogers is not a central figure in the ongoing criminal investigation, and that KP and CP and their associates currently are, allegedly. Okay? Very important. No one else mentioned. The only person who got cleared so quickly was the green hoodie. I'm taking you back a little bit, okay? That's unnecessary. 12 hours ago, okay, this is referencing, and I'm going to hide this comment, this is referencing Chris Watts from Colorado. If you are not familiar with the Chris Watts case, he was having an affair right here with his mistress, who is Nicole Kessinger with a K. And his name is Chris. You'll need to know this background. Chris unalived his wife and his two baby girl. His wife, by the way, was expecting their first little boy, their third child. And he put his two baby girls, Cece and Bella, in oil tanks out on his property, or out on his work site. Like, and the little girls were awake and talking to him on the way, on that drive, on the way to their unaliving. Horrid story. Horrid story. He has been found guilty. He's behind bars where he absolutely should be. Tries to come across as a very charming man. So let's read the clue from At Night about Chris Watts and this is his KK. Across 2 states, we find 2 men. Both answer to a single first name, Chris. One was cast in iron for treachery, while the K in his life melted into whispers. Okay. The other man stands, and that's this guy. Okay. And that's his K. She got quiet. The other man stands unshackled, retelling another person's story. Yet his K went silent the moment a child's footprints vanished. Are these two stories divided by distance or bound by a single mirror? So the subjects of that little rhyme story, both subjects are the name. Hi, CB, how are ya? Both subjects are the name Chris. See, Chris, that's the subjects of this little article here. And interesting that they are comparing CP to Chris Watts. Yeah, don't dare talk about my truck like that. Jen stated some of the same red flags I had written down. Good for you, Carla HH. I found it we're going to go over some of her red flags, and I found it really interesting that she mentioned how he was eating. Like he was allegedly starving. She wasn't saying he was, she was saying he was eating like he was starving. Like food has been kept from him allegedly. And she talked about that, not letting him in and not liking him to go for snacks and things. That they should have had the proper snacks, because if his medication stimulated his appetite and his appetite woke him up in the night, then there should have been, and I'm not saying there weren't, Jen's just saying, rather than get mad at him for taking sugar and snacks, have, popcorn, cheeses, meats, things he can snack on that are of health. Okay, so let's go see what else At Night has to say. So now he's being compared to this person. And you got to wonder what they're thinking. You got to wonder what they're thinking. And it really burns me up that someone with 5 CPS cases of abuse, allegedly, is walking around free for Christmas. It burns me up. He should not, and I'm not saying there's a reason, maybe, I don't know. There's a reason they haven't gotten him, but they could certainly get him for abuse right now. And maybe they're going to. Maybe tomorrow's the day. I don't know. Nick the Hack posted a couple of things about Christmas. Tracy, thank you so much for the donation. You all are so thoughtful. So glad we're here spending time together. Really am. Mob Crew, thank you so much. You're very thoughtful. Great shows lately. Wow. You're rocking it. You're turning X and YouTube upside down. Keep going. Keep going. Merry Christmas and happy holidays to you and your family, Team Sebastian. You bet. Merry Christmas to you and yours, Chris. And we are Sebastian's Army, and we are going to bring him home. Thank you for being here. Okay, let's go ahead and get to Sorry, y'all. Have you not been hearing me? Oh, goodness. Well, I said thank you to Mob Crew. I hope you all heard that, Mob Crew. I appreciate you being here. Merry Christmas to you and yours. We are going to bring him home. Your videos are rocking the world. Keep it going. That's what we need. That's what we need. Thank you so much. I hope you all heard me. Thank you. Sorry, I was on mute. We have a new member, Coco Honey. Welcome to our family. We meet Saturdays at 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Love your little monkey there. Welcome, everyone. Welcome, Coco Honey, to the family. Jen Benners, thank you so much for your donation. You are so sweet. And if any mods use a Windows laptop, please let Jay know and she can give you my email address or number to text. Okay, sounds good. And I thank the Mob Crew. And Tracy, did you hear me? Thank you for your donation. You all are so sweet and kind and take such good care of the channel and me. And NJ's, your donation, thank you so much, as well as your gifted Crime Time Buzz membership. And if you receive that, welcome to the family. Yes, Mob Crew, you're doing a fabulous job and just really appreciate what you're doing. So let's move on. Hey, Tony, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. We're going to go over some updates. This was posted by At Night. Within the next 7 days, at the Dog the Bounty Hunter will announce a development regarding the search for Sebastian Rogers live on his official At YouTube channel. And please go over and subscribe. Hit the notification bell because I'll also share it with you. Sebastian's family, friends, and community are counting on us. We remain resolute in our mission to bring him home. We really appreciate your dedication and teamwork in his critical endeavor. Together, we will find Sebastian. And if you know something, you saw something, you're holding on to something, please move forward and speak, because a review of surveillance footage of Sebastian Rogers from February 25th, and that was the Sunday, in Hendersonville, Tennessee, suggests he may be in danger. The reward is now $250,000, and that's on the flyer. So please come forward, anything, even if you're a neighbor, you've seen something, please come forward. Please say something. High hope floats. And then I want to share something I saw on Betty's Bullhorns, and she talks about people in the neighborhood that evening. And I do want to share that because I had not seen that. I'm not even sure when she put that out there. Let me see if I there we go. She had an update that I found was really interesting, and it said, let's see if we can find it. Yeah, this 4 hours ago. Let's see if she added to it. Okay, we'll read this one, and if it doesn't include the part I want to talk about, okay, it does. It does. It's about people being around the Proudfoot home and all that, the flashlights and everything. This is a great update, and it was 4 hours ago. As we continue the search for 16-year-old Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, we were reminded of the strength and determination of the community that has rallied to uncover the truth and bring him home. And the other night was beautiful. The other night was, The other night was a beautiful display of what the true crime community should be, gathering around, surrounding a father and a missing child with good wishes, love, friendship. And there were, a handful of us there to, and honestly, if this hadn't split sides and gotten so nasty, there would have been probably over 100 creators there, right? If we could have all just stuck together and kept our focus on Sebastian, because it's what the true crime community should always be. It was beautiful. And I wish we could be there for like that in each case, pulling together more of us in solidarity and unity. Okay, enough of that. So, and since his disappearance on February 26, 2024, the case has been fraught with challenges, but there is new hope on the horizon. Dwayne Dog the Bounty Hunter Chapman has announced that he will release critical updates within the next 7 days, potentially bringing us closer to understanding what happened to Sebastian. Among the emerging developments, new evidence points to the possibility that CP's truck may have been in the area near the Proudfoot home at the time of Sebastian's disappearance. CP said on his panel with Elevated Truth that there were 2 Wi-Fi pings, and Elevated Truth said that he told him those dumb A's didn't even know my truck was there. So that is what, and then now the FBI apparently has taken one of the videos, or a couple of them, the full panel, our video about the truck. So they are looking into this stuff. Was that a slip? I think it was, in my opinion. He got really upset. We watched it together, very defensive about that truck. Okay, you are not to talk about my truck unless it's 1 p.m. on the 26th. So, among the emerging developments, new evidence points to the possibility that CP's truck may have been in the area near the Proudfoot home at the time of Sebastian's disappearance. This raises serious questions about the events of that night and the level of cooperation and transparency from those closest to Sebastian. Reason being she's saying that is it's always been said the truck was in Memphis along with CP. Adding to the concern, the unscrupulous private, sorry, I didn't mean to say that. The unscrupulous private investigator hired by the P-Foots continues to hinder the investigation. Okay. The PI has manufactured false reports, but has also admitted to knowing the identities of individuals connected to the case. And that is correct. I covered that where he put out is it still tweets? He put out a tweet that he knew exactly who was in that car. Okay, then he said it was a teenager boy picking up a teenage girl in the neighborhood. That is absolutely inaccurate. I spoke to inside sources. There is not a teenage girl there to be picked up. The parents who do have kids of around that age, they're boys, and parents are not lenient. They would not allow 3 a.m. visits back and forth or even coming home at that time. So let's continue. The PI has not only manufactured false reports, but admitted to knowing the identities of the individuals connected to the case, most notably those in the unknown vehicle outside the P-Foot home on the night of Sebastian's disappearance. Surveillance footage showed these individuals with flashlights approaching the car, which then drove away, leaving one flashlight-bearing individual to return toward the home. Sorry, I dropped something. Return toward the home. Despite law enforcement's interest in these individuals, the PI has refused to cooperate fully. The dedication of law enforcement investigative. Okay, so there is another update that we'll read of hers. The dedication of law enforcement, investigative teams, and advocates like Dog the Bounty Hunter and Nick the Hat at Night Intelligence Agency remains steadfast. The reward for information leading to Sebastian's return now stands at $250,000. $250,000. Please speak up. Please bring this young man home. Please tell what you know. There is another update where she talks about possibly there being the green hoodie. Let's see here. Well, I'll find it. We'll look at it later tonight when I come on, because I am going to come on with y'all later tonight too. But it talks about the individuals being around the property that night. Also, but it gives a little bit more information. I think one more piece of information. So we are going to now discuss. We are now going to discuss Jennifer Coffindaffer and her wonderful walking through the entire case. Okay, walking through the entire case. Can you all hear me now? Can you all hear me now? Okay. Welcome our new member, Taurus, 1965, to the family. Taurus, welcome to our family. Yeah, Seth had such great support that night. There was over 3,000 people in there. Hi, Fatal Paper Cut. Hello, everyone. Okay, so Jen Coffindaffer, let's get to it. Jen Coffindaffer, former FBI agent, went through the case from the beginning to where we are now and talked about the facts. We've heard them or not heard them from law enforcement. So she pointed out some things we had not heard from law enforcement and some we haven't. I'm not sure, Janet. It could be a theory, right? Yes, it could be a theory. Okay, let me say thank yous real quick. Okay, we got through them. Okay, so hi, Stephen. Good to see you. Crystal clear. Yes. Yes. That was one of the slip-ups. The slip-ups, in my opinion, so far are, and these are my opinions, because when you try and create a vanishing, remember we talked about a while ago, we did the study session, we have the slides, and I believe there was what happened, the report of what happened, different than what happened, and then the vanishing, which was the cover-up. And I've said that for months. And we know that because just of the way things have pulled out, right? Come out in front of us. So there's been what happened, the report of what happened, and the vanishing, the cover-up. Okay. Well, this cover-up, first of all, oh my goodness, hold on. So I think, sorry about that. I think the first two mistakes that were made were all shoes were there. Allegedly, I'm not accusing anyone. I'm saying since everything, all our clues right now and everything we're hearing, Wi-Fi pings, is the stepfather's truck, 5 CPS reports allegedly on the stepfather. That's so concerning because how could we look away, right? No scent coming from the home. The child was never seen coming from the home. Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. There's no footage of him coming from the home. There's abuse. Neighbors heard abuse. I have a grandchild who is autistic, and many of you know this, and she's nonverbal. So every time I hear the R word used, I can't help it. I just cry. It's just so cruel. And to hear that Jen Coffindaffer said it was heard where it said, take your R with you or something, come get your R. I just can't handle that. And I just cried, and he's cruel. And we're going to go through where she began, and hopefully we have time. Well, yeah, we've got plenty of time. I just have to get off of here in about an hour. So she called it her prosecution memo. And one thing I want you to know about Jen Coffindaffer is she doesn't share misinformation. And she doesn't share opinion, in my opinion, She goes based on the facts and what they lead to. Yes, Canadian Cookie. I was talking to a source too, and I was trying to relay what was going on, right? And what Jen had said. And when I was trying to tell her, that statement, I just started crying, and I just couldn't stop because it just hurts. I think this whole case hurts us, right? This whole case hurts us. So anyway, she began, and I'm sorry, a little emotional about that topic. Every time I hear it, I want to kick him in the shin, in my opinion. Okay, prosecution memo. Last seen. We know he was last seen around 2:26, but what Jen brought up is on the flyer, the FBI flyer. It is very important that they said last seen 2:26 around Stafford Court, the FBI's flyer. Jen pointed out they do not make mistakes like that. Okay, so that right there leads her to believe, and I've always believed that he made it home. Okay, and the reason I've always believed it is the little flashlight scenario around the only home of the only child who went missing, correct, that night. So she also said, and I want to put it up for you. Let me put this up for you so you can see it if you have not. I'm sure all of us have. But Jen also said he ate like a starving child. She said she didn't say he was starving, but he ate like a starving child. And we all noticed that. Okay. And very much a concern to her that he was punished for getting up in the night for getting snacks. But I want you to watch and see. While I'm doing this, I'll put up the footage so you can see Sebastian eating. I'm going to go to dogs, and we'll go to dogs and do it. And by the way, Santa has left the North Pole. You can watch the tracker. You see the tracker right there? Okay, let me find dog. There he is. Oops, hit the wrong one. Let's get to the footage here. Okay. She said he ate like a starving boy and was punished for getting up for snacks. She did say his meds did suppress his appetite. And so I hope you can see how he eats. Let me hide this comment there. I mean, he's really shoving it in. And you know what I thought about though? KP claimed to make spaghetti pancakes. Google it, y'all. By the way, go get that t-shirt. I still have them up. Sweatshirts are super cute. Google it, y'all. Spaghetti pancakes. Also, they went to, where else did they go? BJ's? Or was BJ's on Saturday? They went to the bowling alley. It seemed like they had bought snacks. They had done all this stuff, right? I thought they went to BJ's that day. Yeah, they did go to BJ's, right? Colossal popcorn. I wonder if that's unusual for him to be allowed to snack and get his colossal popcorns and things like that. Because he is very thin, but some of us have kids who are very thin. But his eating is what's concerning, is he's eating like he hasn't eaten in ages. I wonder if the spaghetti pancakes were true. I wonder if the colossal popcorn was a fact, because he's eating like he hasn't eaten in a while, right? Yeah, the way that menu was tossed at him when he sat down, Holly, yes, I'm glad you brought that up before I go on. When he points to the little gaming system like he wants to play it, it's $1.99 a game, and instead she just tosses the menu across the table at him. I noticed that too, and I didn't know why more people hadn't noticed that. And you imagine she interacts with him like that all the time. It was very gruff. It wasn't, it's just, she's just got a very different way about her. And as Chris Proudfoot put it himself, you know, she's so far removed from all of this, it's hard for people to relate to her. So let's keep going. Oh, thank you, Christina. I'm going to go on a little bit more. Oh, look at this. Merry Christmas to all. God, good wishes to everyone who needs prayers. Thank you so much for the donation and your wonderful, thoughtful comment. Many people, the holidays are hard for many people. And that's why I'm here today, and I'll be here this evening for you too. Okay. So also mentioned, let me hide the comment. Thank you so much, Christina. That's very thoughtful. She also said from ratio to height, he's considered very thin. Okay. The red flag to her is food, that they hide it, the way he eats. It's more like being used as a punishment. You can't eat it. They didn't want him in the kitchen. He'd take it and hide it in his room. Okay. And she feels that this is all a red flag indication of things to come. Interesting, right? An indication of things to come. She has such great insight. Now, she also said that he just seemed very, very hungry. That was her first red flag. Her next red flag is that KP was inconsistent from moment one about what occurred that night. She said, usually from her experience, most people elevate the situation as it's occurring. You're in your emergency phase. You elevate what occurred. Okay. I heard a thump. I didn't check on him, or, you go in from, you start with, I heard a thump when your child's missing, right? You start with that level of escalation. But what she pointed out is the fact that it went from, I heard him playing with, it sounded like he was playing with something. This was interesting because I had not added that piece to it. I had gotten all the other pieces, but I hadn't added it sounded like he was playing with something. She said it went from, it sounds like he was playing with something, I said, knock it off, to a noise, to a loud noise, to a thud. And Jennifer Coffindaffer said that is highly unusual. Okay. And she said it's highly unusual, and it shows that something's involved, and they are foreshadowing that they heard something. Okay. Trying to explain it. Like perhaps to explain if only when you see it like this, where it goes from little pieces to bigger and bigger and escalated. What she claimed is that's usually a foreshadowing of allegedly, for instance, them trying to have an explanation if a child's found with bruises or marks, which is terrifying, but that's what she said. And she's got experience, FBI experience. So she said that kind of escalation is usually, you go there, you start small, you go bigger, and you're starting to, she said, in her opinion, when they see, or not in her opinion, in her experience, that occurs when they're trying to make a story, trying to make a story of, well, if this child is found, that we need to make sure that there's a reason or an explanation for bruises or marks, allegedly from Jen Coffindaffer. So that's another red flag, is we went from nothing to hearing him playing, to noise, to loud noise, to thud. Okay, let me stop for a second, say thank yous, because you're all so thoughtful. And welcome all our new members. Not a Drama Nana, thank you so much for your donation. He doesn't smile once. He looks distressed, in my opinion. Merry Christmas, everyone. Merry Christmas, Sebastian. Thank you. You know, he seems, and I don't know, we could read a lot of things in there. The lack of communication from mom to him. He's trying to, you know, a couple of times look up at her and say things. She's taking pictures that she's hiding from him. So yes, I agree. He doesn't look like he's happy, jovial, joking, like they're having a fun, light time, in my opinion, as well. Christina, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to all. We're praying for all of you. We're here for you today. If you received June's gifted membership, please welcome to the family and thank June. Taurus, welcome to the family. I thank Jen and Mob Crew. Coco, welcome in. NJ's, thank you. And be sure you thank NJ's as well. We are going to continue on. So CP. Great point. His I7. I hope you don't mind my highlighting it. So CP and KP say that Sebastian has a child like mine. So when you have young children, you check on them when you hear a thud. Ah, very great point. Yet KP did not check on him because he was a teenager. Interesting. Almost like some places it fits that it's a teenager mentality, right? And others it's younger. But it depends what the narrative is, allegedly. Okay. Jen Coffindaffer, red flag number 3. You know what? I need to turn a light on in here. Hold on. More of a light. 1 second. Okay. Red flag number 3, my friends, is very early on. Law enforcement on March 4th, it was very early, she said. They stopped the search, physical search, and went to an investigative search. Hello, Panda Bear's mom. So good to see you in Too Many Shoes. And she said, the reason that occurred is because she needed him to have a good day. Thank you, A Fatal Paper Cut. Absolutely. But it looked like he didn't. Basically, what she's saying is the reason they scaled back at that time was, let's say he was last seen at 10:30, which was the original narrative. Okay. She said, how long could a child walk that far in that amount of time? And they had covered that area. Okay. And so they had covered that area, that radius, and more. He had not been seen on any surveillance footage and video. And she said that is the huge red flag. He's not seen on any surveillance or video footage. And that is a huge red flag for Jen Coffindaffer. So they moved the search away from where he could have walked or been picked up, which she does not think happened. Okay? Because again, he was not seen on any surveillance or by anyone. Hi, Runs with Scissors. As a teacher, I love that name. That thud speaks volumes to me. It's definitely a red flag, in my opinion. Yes. And it progressed. And we've studied that. Remember, the thud loud noise came in day 18. Thud came in, I think, day 22. So, hello, hello. Happy birthday, Lana Lavania. Happy birthday. Okay. Jen also said LE said they didn't have any information leading to foul play. And she shared with us, they also said it's all on the table. Well, telling us it's all on the table is a message, she said. And it's not probable that she said that's a message from them. Okay. So that's their way of speaking. And she explained that. And she also said that if she says like there's a person of interest, you know, you are putting things on the table, right? There's things on the table. There might not be information of foul play, but there's things and everything's on that table. And she did say there's probably a 5% chance, in her opinion, that he walked away. It's not probable. She also said there is zero chance that something nefarious did not happen to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. There is zero chance something nefarious did not happen, meaning something nefarious did happen to him, okay? Because she said no chance. So she 100 in her mind, something nefarious has happened to Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers. By the way, if you're just coming in, thank you so much for being here. Hi, Cherise Prophet. Merry Christmas to you. Janet Greenwald. Kim G. A wonderful day. Christy Clark. Velda Ortiz. HDC, that's me. West Virginia Holla Girl. Hello, hello. Cinderella, I'm not sure if I greeted you yet. Hello, honey. Bernadette Zelinsky. Suzanne Davis. All my mods. Thank you so much. Hi, Sunset Gazing. Sunset Gazing says, what really broke my heart in second video inside Texas Roadhouse is when she's talking to him, he shakes his head, no, right? But looks down, yeah. But he stared at her. She looks down and he stares at her for several seconds. Then he looks down. Then he looks back at her. Again for a few seconds. Looked down again, then bit his nail. At that point, I think he was in an instant realized something very serious was going on from what KP may have said to him. Oh, interesting. Too many shoes. Hello. Doesn't believe there were spaghetti pancakes at all. Google it, y'all. I think that was to cover whomever she allegedly called that morning for him to brag, in my opinion. Could, yeah. Seems like an odd statement to me. Colossal popcorns. I know Hope floats. I have not seen her either. And I've been wondering the same thing and asking others if they've seen her. Okay, let's continue on. Let me see if there's June, member for a month, says Merry Christmas, Crime Time Buzz Family, NJ. Back at you, beautiful. You're so sweet, thoughtful. June is a very loving, kind, friendly person. We appreciate you. Hi, Lavita. Dr. Dot, hello. I was hoping so too. They're saying now they're hoping by the 1 year mark that he will be brought home. Hi to Alabama, Ann Brock. I know. I called TJ at 69. I called too. They do not have colossal popcorn at BJ's. They have a colossal pretzel. I myself called. And I know it's a little detail of semantics, but it's important, right? Oh, you saw Yada and okay, thank you for letting us know. Cinderella saw her yesterday. Okay. So let's keep going. You think he may have had KP shoes on. I also, oops, I hit the wrong one. I read one and put up another. Pega, where it's going really fast on me. Autism Grandma ×3. Good morning. Pega Sue plays. Pega Sue plays. I think he may have had KP shoes on. Could have. I also think while they were out and about that day, new shoes could have been purchased. Anything could happen, right? We don't know. I think we will know. Okay. Soon. Which I'm going to stop for a second. The red flags are important because that shows slip-ups, right? But I also want to tell you what I think are some of the slip-ups. First one is the shoes all being there. Seth noticed it, okay, when he walked in. Second one, Wi-Fi pings digital footprints. I think that was a slip-up in my opinion. Third one, when he says, if you want to come sideways, this is on Elevated Truth Thursday night. If you want to come sideways at me and my family, and I think right there he was going to throw out a threat, in my opinion. What did you think was coming? And then he goes, we'll show proof, and then there will be proof. But me and my family, if you want to come sideways, what's going to happen, right? And what proof does he have? That right there was a slip up. When we bring proof, why in the world do you have proof, CP, that you have not yet brought? We are 2 days away from your stepson being missing 10 months. What proof? Bring it on. Yeah, absolutely. And they had samples at BJ's also. Yes. Samples because that's his favorite thing. BJ's had opened just a couple of days before. Absolutely. Yes, 70 days. He was going to be his normal self, in my opinion, but he caught himself. Right? When has he ever brought proof? Right, Prayer Warrior? I want to see the proof he's speaking about. And then let me keep going on slip-ups before I get... The locked house was a slip-up, in my opinion. They thought they would say he walked out, lock up the code pad. If indeed this happened inside the house, family, I myself haven't left there yet because there's nothing that said Sebastian left there. Okay? So the locked home, absolutely. I think that was a slip up. They thought that they could say he walked out and hit the code himself, right? But then they realized that that would be picked up by the neighbor's ring cam. So then they had to say, well, he couldn't have gone through that front door. So that was a slip up because he said crystal clear. He walked out that front door and stepped on my porch. And then later on, we heard he couldn't have gone through by the very same person. He could not have gone through the front door and pushed the code pad because it would have illuminated it, been picked up on the night or the ring camera from across the street. Slip up. Also, let's see. Truth. He told Elevated Truth something. That was a slip up. Not because Elevated Truth can't be trusted, because clearly, he can be. He seemed to be a really good guy. I think he baited him the other night to get him up there. And he did a fabulous job for us. Okay. But I think the fact that CP allegedly made the statements to Truth, they don't know my truck was one of the ones that was there. And those a-holes don't know that one of those was mine, meaning the pings. Okay, I'm paraphrasing. And then there's more. There's more that Truth knows. And Truth also said someone else on that panel had been told that about the truck. So I really think Truth was baiting CP and Truth was trying to help because he even said, and someone else here knows that. So FBI now has this interview, by the way. So now they know Truth knows something. And I think he did that on purpose. He got Chris up there and he said, you've been pushing things behind, hiding or pushing things behind closed doors. So what is being hidden behind closed doors? And the reason I say this is a slip a slip up in their little narrative plan, if it's them, allegedly, is because he telling that person, now that person has information and the FBI now has the video along with my 9-minute clip of him saying all that. And they are going to probably need to be speaking to truth for the information if they can't get it out of CP. Correct? So, slip up. Narcissism, in my opinion. Can't wait to brag and tell something. Well, you did. Now it's coming out, in my opinion. The cover-ups. I want to talk real quick about the cover-ups. The flashlight. Sebastian carrying a flashlight is a cover-up, in my opinion. They could not tell us exactly what he was wearing to bed. They could not say, why didn't they tell us he took 2 Legos with him? It's ridiculous. A little trinket flashlight. It's a trinket fidget flashlight. Of all the things that you would notice missing, and one time someone said, CP, were all his clothes there? And he said, well, that would be us assuming. And we're not going to do that. Well, aren't you assuming that a tiny little trinket flashlight is missing because you don't see it? That's an assumption. But it's part of the cover-up. Because when they said flashlight, they never said little one at first. And that was to cover up the flashlight activity that was occurring in the backyard in case it got picked up on camera, in my opinion. Okay? I've always told you I believe there was something with the trash. We have a whole slide on that. And here's why I say that. Sonny Weatherford, before he passed away, rest in peace, the sheriff, said he went missing before the trash was picked up and was reported missing after. I thought that was significant. And they went to the landfill, also trash connected. Now, the important thing about the landfill, in my opinion, and she does speak about the landfill, and we're going to go on, but I want to bring up these cover-ups and stuff and slip-ups, is, in my opinion, they were looking for something. And they need probable cause to be there. But when we see them standing around, they're not in hazmat suits or anything. It makes me wonder, what were they doing there? What were they looking for? Were they looking for electronics? Were they looking for the surveillance cameras that they believe to have been around? Were they looking for things that were thrown away clothing? I called the landfill, and they said that the trash is brought over into a cell and dumped. But instantly, the truck comes in and picks it up and starts crushing it, and then they start moving it, and then crush it and move it a little bit more. And so, why weren't they in there digging? What were they looking for? Were they looking for items because the trash person said the can was heavy? So I think something with the trash is in the cover-up. And I don't know if it's that he went missing before and was reported missing after because things were put in the trash can items. I don't know if it's because the actual can was heavier. Because remember, the garbage man did say, or the trash person, waste management person, said the can was heavier than normal and felt differently, right? So and then we also know that they bring the can to the arm picks up the can. And if there's any additional bags sitting next to the can, the person grabs them and puts them in the truck. Were there extra bags there that day? Were there extra bags sitting next to that can that day? I just think there's something with the trash. We've got a landfill. We have a trash pickup day, ironically. We have what's being told trash trucks in the backyard. We have a landfill search. We have a chore that is trash being taken to the curb. A lot going on with trash. Okay, and so I think something with trash is going to come out. I also think that he slipped up when he said the Brinks truck had never moved on Nancy Grace. That wasn't asked. So I'm now I think the Brinks truck. Okay. I think he also slipped up by saying there was a cover. He slipped up, in my opinion, by saying we many times. We would have heard things like that. The dogs were penned, put the dogs up. And then we have him saying in another statement that the dogs sleep with KP when he's not home. There's lots of little slip-ups, in my opinion. Lots of little slip-ups. And the locked house was a cover-up. They thought it was a cover-up, but it ended up being a slip-up. Okay, but the flashlight was a cover-up in case they got spotted. The runaway story, a cover-up for what really happened. The trash, I'm telling you, is going to be something. We also know that he was trying to cover up his visits to Hendersonville, allegedly. I don't believe that when you have a runaway child, they tell someone, don't tell anyone where you were this past month. That wouldn't make sense to me. Day 2, when they put out the Amber Alert, which shows it was a criminal investigation because they need to believe it's an abduction, right? That's when it became criminal, in my opinion, an abduction right there. So some of their cover-ups were already becoming slip-ups, in my opinion, because there was no scent and everything like that. So the reason I think cuffs are coming is because we've seen satellite imagery over the step socks, satellite imagery at the P-foots. Sumner County is speaking with the biological father now every single day. They've met 4 times in 12 days and may have met since then. That the last time I heard that was Thursday. They're not speaking to allegedly the P-foots. I don't know. But things are pointing in that direction. Also, the routes home from Texas Roadhouse are being studied. Who drove home from Texas Roadhouse? KP did. So everything that's being looked at investigatively right now that we know of is connected to KP, CP, or step socks or step family. And like I told you, about a week and a half ago, one of the neighbors said that they were leaving the neighborhood and saw KP's car leaving. Because remember, they're rotating vehicles. Now there's a white little Dodge Caravan in the driveway that's never been seen there before. But they're rotating vehicles. And the house was dark last night, by the way, again. And on her way out, she saw KP's car. And she looked over and, that's not KP. Oh, that's CP. And then took a double take. That's not CP. But she figured out who it was because we went through some photos. And she believed it was allegedly a husband of a family member of CP's. So we don't know. Cars are moving. Houses are dark. Remember, he's supposed to be splitting Christmas break with Nina to have faith. They split Christmas break is what he said in one of his interviews, one of the first 5. So, oh goodness. Okay, let's keep going. Jen Coffindaffer and her red flags. Okay. Jen says, mentions then the fake sighting in North Carolina. She's just going through the case. Then she mentions that on March 18th. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I skipped. The reward, FBI reward. She said that's a red flag because that shows it's criminal activity. She said Memphis and FBI put out a $50,000 reward would be a red flag because it shows criminal activity, that they knew Sebastian hadn't walked away, wasn't wandering around somewhere, and they offered money for his safe return or the arrest and conviction of those responsible. Well, if there's people responsible, you have a crime. If you have a crime, you have a criminal investigation. Okay? So at that point, they knew someone had taken him, that someone had him, that someone possibly had done something to him, and that's why he hadn't, and that's why he has never made it home. Okay. March 7th, she said, brought up the fake sighting in North Carolina and how much that boy looked like Sebastian, that his dad even jumped in the car and drove to North Carolina. By the way, the mother did not, nor the stepfather. The stepfather said it wasn't him right away. The mother said she's waiting to hear from law enforcement. Okay. Trash truck. Lights video released. WTVF released it to the public. Okay, it was the lights video, she tells us, occurred on 2/26 at 3:10 a.m. Okay, and the public learned about it on March 18th. And so then what it shows is what Jen is saying, Coffindaffer. Person one's in view, you've got person two, person one goes out of view. We've all seen it, right? And then the lights go out and we know another person goes back to the house. Well, she said, and I'm going to ask you all this, if you know of any. She said law enforcement has never said that is a trash truck, themselves. But I recall Nick Barris having to take that down. And when he did, didn't he say law enforcement said it was a trash truck? Or did he not? If you recall that, let me know if you would. So, but I'm pretty sure Jen would know, Coffindaffer would know. And she says, thank you, Caroline Miller. She says, law enforcement themselves have never said it. That's been the dialogue of all the parents. They were told that by law enforcement, apparently, but law enforcement, she says, has never come out and said that. Missing from 9 to 12. Missing from 9 to 12. I'm not sure what you mean, Janet. Missing from 9 to 12. Okay. Oh, I see someone said my name. Hold on. Let me try and answer this real quick before I move on. How about Gannon Stock? Gannon was put in a suitcase. A suitcase. Perhaps CP mentions dimensions 2 foot by 2 foot by 2 foot. When does he mention that? Holy wow. When does he mention that? Whoa. Welcome in, everyone coming in. We're spending some time together. A little bit more time. If it all fits, you must convict. I do believe that they are heading towards picking up some people. Bye, Jen. See you in a little bit, dear. Hi, Misty. Yes, I'm so glad they are. Well, I don't think Jennifer's taken over, but she's helping. Yes. Yes, I do too. I do too. Okay, let's keep going. All these interviews without a picture of Sebastian. Totally agree. Okay, let's keep going. We're going to go for about another 30 minutes and then I need to skedaddle on out of here. But I will be back tonight to spend Christmas Eve with you. So, if any of you know where law enforcement may have said there was a trash truck, please let me know. Ginger Snap says, so they acted out the flashlight video to fake a runaway, allegedly. I don't think they acted out the flashlight video, Ginger Snap. I think they were caught on video with flashlights. That's my opinion. I don't know. How do you all see that? I'm not sure, Ginger Snap, but that's kind of how I see it. Could be wrong. We all could be wrong. Hi, Barbaloo. Hello, Julie. Okay, keep going on the red flags. Now, she says call waste management because she knows people who have, and the trash trucks do not enter till 5 a.m. So she says the 3 a.m. lights, if at 3 a.m., they are a legitimate clue. And Ellie did take the recording. Okay. She says, if at 3 a.m., 3:10 a.m., it's a legitimate clue. If. Okay. But she says, no, they've never said it was a trash truck. But she thinks that it is important. It was at 3:10 a.m. and she describes the movement of the flashlight. So in my opinion, she's supporting that, right? And she's making sure we all know law enforcement has never said it's a trash truck. Cajun Navy, April 1st, they left due to threats. Big point in the investigation, in her opinion. Threats are revealed. 4/6, law enforcement says no evidence of foul play. Okay, she said they are not, and she said, we have not heard that from them in months. But we hadn't heard from them in months, had we? But we haven't heard that from them in months where they've said there's no evidence of foul play. As a matter of fact, when Craddock spoke on Nick Barris's little program near his birthday, they said they do have evidence, and that they've been transparent about that. I didn't remember them being transparent about it, but it's not they don't have to be. And he did say they have evidence. They can't share it with us. Okay. So we have not been hearing there's no evidence of foul play lately. And we also haven't been hearing we don't know what we don't know. Okay. So she also points out that when there was an Amber Alert, it became very interesting to her because within hours they did an Amber Alert. Excuse me 1 second. Let me just make sure this isn't one of y'all needing me. Okay. Okay, so oh, there's a new at night post. Hold on. It's being sent to me right now. Oh, goodness. Oh my gosh. Well, we may have read some minds here. Let's go to X. I had put down slip-ups, cover-ups, and cuffs, right? And they apparently at night has done an update. Okay, I see it. Let's see here. Let's go to at night again and see who is going to be cuffed, if anyone. Sorry, you know my. Okay. How did I miss that? 33 minutes ago. Okay, let's see. Why am I not seeing the photo? Hold on. I'm going to go ahead and share it with you real quick. Let me get it, and I am going to post it for you. Darn it, I wish my computer would show you guys the images. Hold on. I'm just going to take a picture of it. It was 33 minutes ago. It's this one, but mine will never open. I got, okay, I'm taking a picture for you. And I'm going to send it to us. Okay. 33 minutes ago. It's going to make your holiday. No one's been arrested, and I'm not saying that, but cuffs are out on the photos now. So I'm going to share it with you. I wish my computer shared the images. I apologize. Sometimes they do, sometimes they don't. Let me see if it'll. No, okay. So I will get to my email now. And we will share it and then keep going. Okay. Okay. Let me go ahead and stop sharing. Well, I'll just open my email first so I can show you this beautiful little picture. Thank you all for being here 33 minutes ago. What I am about to share with you. Let's make it larger for you. Oh, no, can't do that. There you go. There you go. Let me share it. You're going to love it. Welcome in, everyone. Sorry, I had just gotten an update on my phone that there was something on X that had been shared since we had been on. There you go, my friends. What do you see? Let me hide the comment. Let me make sure you can see that. My friends, what do you see? I see the Joker card with the handcuffs underneath it. So I think the Joker, please let this mean, hey, Julie, how are you? Good to see you. Good to see you. The Joker's going to be in cuffs. Is that what that says? That's what that says to me, my friends. Who is the Joker? I think I know who the Joker is, in my opinion. Okay, I think I know who the Joker is, in my opinion. Let me go through here. You guys have been so sweet. Thank you so much. Holly says, thank you, Holly, for your donation. In my opinion, Kay was on a mission that night. Holly, it sure looks like it. Now, we're being told she was looking for a waitress, but they were still eating. Someone said she wanted her check, but they were still eating. She was looking all over. June, thank you so much for your membership. I so appreciate you. All of you. Don't forget, Saturday, 1 p.m. Eastern Time. Let's move along. So look at this. Gives us some hope. Trying to see what you all see about that. I'm behind a little bit on comments. Let me catch up. Merry Christmas to all of you who celebrate. Hi, Michelle Scott. So good to see you. Reality wins. Hey. Appreciate you all. Julie, I enjoyed our conversations the other night. Hi, Queen CC. Looks like the Joker's going to be locked up soon. And if you recall, now Nick had put down Christmas. We don't know. Hi, Panda Bear's mom. Always good to see all of you. Thank you for the prayers for all of us. Okay, let's keep going. We're just going to keep that right up there. The Joker in cuffs. I really hope it's tomorrow too, Rose, for Seth's sake. Yeah, I hope she's not there too when it happens. I really hope that Nina's been able to allegedly get a hold of FBI. Open up. I really hope Nina's has been able to get a hold of people who would listen and take a look. what they needed to see. So tonight, I will be here tonight. Yes, I'm spending the holidays with you all. You mean the world to me. I don't want anyone alone. So I'm just going. Chris Watts' mistress's name was, her last name, Kessinger. So she's the K in that. They're comparing CP to Chris Watts. Oh, anytime, anytime. You all give me such joy every day. The least I can do is spend the holidays with you, and I enjoy it. Wait, what says Jay? Thank you for filling part of my day. Being alone with others together helps my spirits. Absolutely. It helps us all, dear. Helps us all. Okay. The criminal mastermind's the Joker. Okie dokes. Who do you all think? Okay, let's do this. Yeah, Nicole Kissinger. Thank you. That's his mistress. Thank you, Michelle. You love the channel. I love having you. I appreciate that you all enjoy it here. I like to try and create a place where we enjoy being together. And you all really are the ones creating that place. Okay. Julie says, oh, I know, Julie. And you know what, Julie? What they don't seem to understand is those riddles aren't for them. It's for the criminals. So they can be mean all they want about the riddles. They aren't for them. Misty thinks the Joker's KP. Jen thinks it might be CP. Yeah, put a C for CP and a K for KP of who you think the Joker might be, or something else. Could be someone else in your mind. Oh, goodness. Okay, excuse me 1 second. It's my mom. I'm just going to mute for a second before we move on. I'm back. CP, 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 C, CP, both. C, CP, CP, C, CB. The Joker is in cuffs. Well, can't wait. Avondale Mama, hello. Mystic Butterfly, Crafting and True Crime. Always a pleasure to have you here. KP, CP, CP, CNKP. Nada Dramas, the C. BB's the C. C, both. CB, D. D. Okay. Relative. KC. Oh, Julie, that's so sweet. Yes, you're right, Julie. Thank you, by the way, for your donation. That's very kind. CP did put out the video of the Joker on his Facebook. Great connection, Julie. CKP is Faith there. I do not know Girl Mom 2. I just know that he said in an interview, they alternate spring breaks. They split Christmas. He gets her in the summers. We all would love to know. We all would love to know because none of us want the trauma for her, right? Of what might come down. Julie, that was a great connection. Thank you for sharing that. Okay, let's move on to red flags. I think a lot's coming down, and I think Elevated Truth, people were all getting all mad at him for not having come forward and stuff. And I think what he did was when things started, I think he did what he could right now. And maybe he should have come forward sooner. We don't know what was going on, but he did a great interview. The FBI's grabbed it. They've grabbed my video on the truck. We're seeing cuffs and a Joker. I know that, well, I don't want to say what I know has been around, but there's a white car, Dodge Caravan now in their driveway. The house was dark last night. The Caravan has never been seen there before. So he got the ball rolling, Tiffany Crockett. Absolutely. Because he let everyone know, the agencies know, that he had information. And he was trying to get Chris to say it or slip up or whatever. Yeah. Okay. And even Jen Coffindaffer mentioned that KP had a slip or two in that interview. Okay. I wish she had pointed out which one she saw as slips. Excuse me. Okay. So she believes that we are not going to hear about what foul play Sumner County has or what evidence until they have an appropriate rock solid case. Okay. I wouldn't know. I don't know, Luna. And then she said the Amber Alert shows us he was taken. That they don't believe he wandered around. He was taken. The Amber Alert on the 27th, one day later, shows they no longer believed he was a runaway in bare feet. They believe he was a taken child, kidnapped. Okay? So, and she said that Amber Alert went out far and wide. Hi, New Orleans. We're going to be back on tonight, too. I'm spending the holidays with my crew. I just have to go do something here in a little while, and I'll be back tonight. And tomorrow I'm going to do the same. I'm going to come on in the morning, go do what I need to do, and I'll be back on in the evening. You will not be alone. Your girl Jay will be with you. Okay, and I need to be with you guys, too. I enjoy it. So she said the Amber Alert was the clue that he had been taken. That a crime, obviously, when someone's taken, a crime's been committed. On April 2nd, the glasses were found. Law enforcement said they were not his. On April 3rd, TBI joined Sumner County in the search, and they searched Long Hollow Pike area, which leads her to believe around April 3rd, they may have received information pointing to that area. Now, I do know that there was a mother who came out. I have a text message somewhere, a screenshot. Hi, Little Red. A screenshot of a mother who came out and said her son went to special classes with Sebastian. I'm not sure yet, Julie. Probably around the same time, 10 a.m. tomorrow, so noon Eastern time for me. And tonight I'm not sure tonight what time, but I'll give you all about a 30-minute or 60-minute heads up. Okay? But they were searching Long Hollow Pike area, and a mother had come out, and I have a screenshot of it, and I'll have to look for it, where she said her little boy was in classes with Sebastian in the special ed program, and that when they were in the room together, Sebastian would try and convince the young man to go out the door and run away to the forest together. And so maybe that is what led them to Long Hollow Pike in April. Okay, I'm just guessing, using my opinions, using my thinking. Hi, Ori Mac, Brandy Stevens, so good to have all of you with me. The biggest red flag of them all, from Jen Coffindaffer, is the landfill search. Biggest of them all. She said the landfill search in Kentucky for a couple of days, it did come from, they were searching the residential trash. She knows that. Hi, Jackie Taylor. Always. You all make my everyday. The least I can do is make your holidays. And you make my holidays too. This is a great way to start it. Thank you so much for being here with me. Landfill in Kentucky, they were only there for a couple of days. She said there was confusion of, was it the construction trash? Was it the residential? And she has verified it's the residential trash they were searching through. They did not find anything, but it takes weeks, right? It takes weeks. Hazmat suits. Quentin Simon, look how long they were there. Okay. And yes, people say, well, they knew where she had put him and what cell he would be thrown in. Oh, that's terrible. Sorry for saying that. Forgive me. But yes, we also know what cell the residential trash went to, because I called. They go in a cell. They have their areas. But 2 days, is that enough when you're a week in? Because she said they crush, they move, they crush, they move, they crush, they move. So when you're that far into, it was March 7th, he was reported missing, Sebastian was. On the 26th of February, it was leap year, so there's 3 days there. So 10 days later, it has been crushed and moved, crushed and moved, crushed and moved. Would 2 days be enough time with no hazmat suits? And I'm not saying anything. I'm just saying, could he still have been there? And that's what worries me. Could what they were looking for still have been there? Let me put it that way. Zuzu Petals. Jay, changed my mind regarding CP. I listened to interview a couple of more times. Not a lot has changed from the beginning. I think he was trying to appeal to someone's good graces not to talk. That's all. Okay. Okay. Got it. I appreciate your insight, Zuzu. Thank you. Really do. We here at Crime Time Buzz, we don't always agree. But what's nice is we take pieces from each other and we don't beat each other up. I wish they had looked a little longer too, Jen Fin. Okay. We have Miss Julie Skolnick. That was so sweet. Everyone, I want to thank you for your generosity. I'm not trying to miss anyone because I know it's just so thoughtful. Okay, keep it going. So that landfill search, biggest red flag of all, because you have to have probable cause. And with probable cause, she said, you have to swear in front of a judge that you believe it's there. What you are looking for is there. She said you have to swear in an affidavit, probable cause affidavit, a search warrant affidavit. You have to swear to the judge or that you believe it is there what you are looking for to that crime. Okay? And then, and the attorneys look over it. It's a big deal that they were there. And what they have to say, we swear, we think, she used a word, indicia, of Sebastian Rogers is there. Meaning, was he there? Was something from the house there? Was something from cleanup there? But that they swore they believed something was at the landfill. She said that is not routine. But they had no hazmat suits on. So that was interesting too. And she said, you have to go up to down, north to south, east to west. So you're not just skimming the tops, right? You're not just going across the tops. You're going down and then down to up and up to down, right? You're checking that whole place out. Could that have been done in 2 days? And why didn't they have hazmat suits on? So that's very interesting. Another thing she said that could have led to the probable cause is not just the trash man saying it was heavier. Okay, that could help lead to probable cause, but also the weight. She said some trash trucks have electronic log devices in them where the trash is weighed. Now, do they have probable cause to show the trash was, say, 120 pounds or 10 pounds or 30 pounds heavier, 50 pounds heavier than it normally is? Do they have that data? I don't know. Yes, blessed wife and mom. Thank you so much for being here. I agree. It went so quickly when we saw them out there for so long looking for Quentin before they found him. Right? And no hazmat suits. Everyone was in hazmat suits when they were looking for Quentin. So very interesting. So the landfill search is the biggest red flag of them all for Jen Coffindaffer. And we're going to have to pick this up later. I'm going to read a couple of more. The neighbor came out, a neighbor came out. And so you all know it's not my source, okay? A neighbor came out saying Sebastian was talking about how Sebastian was treated, okay? And that turns to motive. That turns her eyes to motive. The treatment of Sebastian. He has autism. She brought up the fact that they were putting a 15-year-old in diapers. She has a special brother, okay? And I'm not going to discuss him. She has, but so this is very tender to her heart, like it is mine with an autistic grandchild and many of yours. That makes her turn to motive. A neighbor saying things about how he was treated and having him in diapers at 15. Okay. Now, he wet the bed at their house and had accidents at school at their house. Or had accidents at school when they were with him, when he was staying with them. Okay. So that's not what was going on at Seth's home. Okay. Red flags. She also said when children have issues with things, you help them. You get counseling for them. You help them work on it. And we've talked about that. I brought that up about the snake because it made me so angry. She allowed it, in my opinion, for it to go away. Because a mother doesn't say, oh, you couldn't. When you see a stepfather overbearing, I'll get rid of it if you don't take care of it, and your child needs some help, you grab their hand and you make that your chore as a fun thing together. So to save the snake that child is bonded with, a child who has no friends, already lost its favorite cat, taken from, now taking the snake. You give your hand, you say, let's go clean Brownie's cage and we'll do it together. And you make it fun and you teach and you coach and you ask for help for things. But that Jen Coffindaffer even pointed out regarding the diapers and the wedding, what work was done. She didn't see that work was put in to help, to deal with the challenges. She wasn't seeing that here. Sebastian was ill-treated. She said there's things she knows and other things that will all come out. And she said there is a lot more to come out. And that made my stomach sick. Oh, that made me sick. She has also repeated what the neighbors heard. And I'm going to tell you this is a trigger warning because it makes me cry. The neighbors have heard CP, the monster, in my opinion. The step monster. Don't forget, we've got a video coming up. I just wanted to get you all through this. We're going to bring in Gannon, Kyron, and Sebastian, all of them living with step parents and all of them missing. We're also going to do Harmony, Sebastian, Oakley Carlson, Summer, all who had CPS reports at their home, and they are all missing. So we have 2 shows coming up, but he's a monster in my opinion. But the neighbors heard him say, and I'm sorry, I'm not going to say the word. It's hard to say. Come get your R. That statement alone, it hurts my soul. Julie, I know it hurts your soul. I know it hurts all of your souls. That statement alone is what makes me pray to my God that joker on that cuff is him. Because in my opinion, someone who abuses and emotionally challenged child with challenges. I want him in general population. I don't want them to protect him, and I want him to get what's frickin' coming to him. And I don't normally talk like that, but this is sensitive to my heart. I want him and if they put him in solitary and protect him, I will be so angry. Let him loose. Let him go through what he did, the torment in his new home, if it's him who goes in. Give him the torment of living with people who prey on him, like Sebastian had to. Come and get your R. I hate him. And he wished him dead. A neighbor heard this. He was sprayed down for wetting himself and with a power washer and hit the ground. He fell. It was also heard that Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers' stepfather, CP, said to the biological mother, and the neighbors heard it, "You get rid of him or I will." There's our red flag motive, the issues, the mouth, the behavior, the attitude, the abuse, and the disgust. I want those cuffs to be him because of what he did and what he has coming to him. And he's such a mama's boy, in my opinion, that if they pick him up first, he will have no loyalty for anyone else involved because he's going to sing like a little baby and a little coward, in my opinion. Yeah. So heartbreaking. I know where we have ended. And if tonight I'm going to be there, so it's so many emotions for us. And I'm going to be plugged in. Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just terrible. He'll throw her under the bus the minute they pick her up if she's involved. Okay? But she's not a little mama's girl. She's not the wilting wussy here. He's the wussy, in my opinion. And she's disturbing. Absolutely. She's disturbing how unemotional she is and undetached. You're darn right we can't relate to her. And I love what Elevated Truth said. I love it. Thank you, Whispering Winds. Love it when y'all call me Teach. Love what Elevated Truth said when he said, she's not screaming from the rooftops. And Chris said, you don't know what goes on behind closed doors. And Elevated Truth said, well, if she's doing it behind doors, no one can hear it. Loved it. Greatest interview. Elevated Truth. Hats off to you. Mob Crew, if you're still in here, thank you for coming today. Hats off to you and everyone else who's been covering this case for Sebastian Wayne Drake Rogers, because we are here for Sebastian and Seth. That's who we're here for, and I appreciate all of you. Oh, he was a darn nervous wreck that night. Yep. And FBI picked it all up and has it and put their little ID numbers on it, and he knows it because I've left that message sitting right on our chat. So when we come back tonight together, because I am going to be here with you again this evening, there's a few things I want to finish Jen's red flags. We still have, oh my goodness, 3.5 pages of her analysis to go. And some other updates I will give you as they come in. And then just theories we'll talk about again. How did they do it? Who did it? Why? Well, I think the why is pretty clear in my opinion. If it is directed towards the people are thinking and they're alluding to. Show Poodles, I don't know quite yet what time. Usually I'm 8:30 p.m. Eastern time. But if it's going to be earlier than that, I will drop you all a message. Julie, I don't want to comment on that. You know what I mean? I don't know tonight, but I think I do tomorrow, but I don't want to make a comment on that. I will send you a message, my love, about that, Julie. So anyway, let's go ahead. Have a wonderful day. Keep your chins up. We're here for you. You have an entire community here for you, and we'll be here again this evening. Okay. You have my email, crimetimebuzz@gmail.com. If you need to reach out to me, if you're having a rough day, I will do my best to check it. Okay. And so, mods, I want to thank you for being here. Members, new members, all of you who've donated today. First visitors, welcome in. And subscribers, welcome back. Cuffs, the Joker on the cuffs. May they arrest someone today or tomorrow, right? Thank you all for being here. And I will see all of you this evening and I will keep you posted. Thank you all. Talk soon.